The world is full of mystery. There is so much we don't know about planet Earth and the life it contains. The bottoms of the deepest sea, the depth of thickest jungles, and the tip tops of the tallest mountains all contain wonders unexplored. Many of the explored parts of our great planet contain mysteries we haven't yet unlocked too. And that is just the natural world. And if you thought the Earth was home to the strange and unexplained things, just wait until you consider what ancient humans were up to on top of this massive planetary rock. In this video, you'll learn all about some of the ancient man-made sites that have puzzled archaeologists forever. All the leading scientists and experts in the world haven't been able to definitively answer why these places exist, how they were created, and what they were used for. Considering most of the mysteries in this video are 1,000 years old, it's probable you might not know the real stories behind their existence. Did long-dead human possess some technologies we can't imagine? That they build things inconceivable to what we think we know about the ancient world? Or are you thinking the same thing we're thinking? Was this all just done by aliens? That's what we're gonna find out. Another day, another set of stones. This one is in Indonesia though. The town of Sulawesi is home to tons of unique and dangerous wildlife. But it's also home to a series of stone heads that no one has been able to wrap their human heads around. Just like in Costa Rica, the stones of Sulawesi are all different sizes. But these aren't simple spheres. They include shapes of human fingers. Some are just a few inches tall, while others are more than 15 feet high. Still, more long and rectangular, making archaeologists wonder whether they could have been used as coffins. The coffin theory was put forth after explorers started finding heavy stone lids that fit some of them. In total, there are about 400 stone creations on Sulawesi, but the mystery of how they got there or why they were made remains. What makes this more thrilling is archaeologists haven't been able to find any other signs of civilizations around the stones. In other stones or other places, you might be able to find signs of cultures, but in Sulawesi, there's none of that. It's merely a bunch of stones, and simply nothing else. Even after digging deep into the ground, scientists haven't yet to find tools, burial grounds, or anything else that would indicate any civilization once settled there, which makes this very creepy and scary. Of course, because the structures are stone, scientists can't carbon date them, and because they were weather worn but resilient, it is impossible to tell when they could have been made. Local Indonesians have passed down stories throughout history suggesting they were placed there thousands of years ago by an ancient, long-lost tribe. Some say that the stones are spirits of dead criminals from that era who have been cursed to remain on Earth for eternity. That's all speculations though. Archaeologists are no closer to understanding what the Sulawesi stones are or why they were created than when they first found them decades ago. No, we're not talking about Excalibur, The Italian mystery of their own sword and the stone is very much real and very much mystifying. According to historians, Galgano Giotti was the 12th century nobleman who roamed the countryside of what is known now as Italy. Along the way, he maimed, killed, pillaged, and plundered, along with many of his esteemed counterparts. But at some point, he became tired of bloodshed. He supposedly had a vision of the Archangel Michael, who told him to forgo fighting and find God. Giotti traveled to Montesiepi and supposedly had another vision. This one told him to drive his sword into a large stone there. The act would not only rob Galgano of his murderous weapon, but it also supposedly proved the power of believing in the Lord. Not one to question these visions, Giotti did just that. To this surprise, the sword slid right in, and it stayed there ever since. Locals even built a sacred chapel around the site. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way this could be possibly true. Just like Excalibur, there must be some serious myth-making going on here, right? Well, maybe not. Modern archaeologists dragged out an X-ray machine to study the stone. They looked deep into the rock with ground-penetrating radar and discovered that the sword was buried deep inside. Amazingly, it's not just a hilt placed upon the outsider or a fake sword for show. It's a real, true sword from the 12th century left inside the supposedly impenetrable stone. Now, the mystery, archaeologists and historians have no clue how it could have gotten in there. However, visions was Giotti seeing during his tribulations long ago were powerful enough to make us all look in amazement and confusion 8 centuries later. If you're sick of stone-related mysteries, we are glad you stuck around for the very end. In Sweden, it's not stone that has archaeologists questioning everything, but skull fragments. At a lakeside local near the city of Motala, Sweden, researchers have been busy studying Stone Age setup of human skulls and other bone fragments. At least 11 different skulls have been found at the site. Creepily, they are the remnant of adult men and women, as well as children and babies. So right away, archaeologists wonder if some kind of ritual sacrifice or deeper religious meaning was involved with the skulls. Dating the bones have proven to scientists that they are all about 8,000 years old. They were intermixed with ancient animal bones too, further pushing the religious theory. But the skulls are so old that nobody can say for sure what they are there for or how they were used. At least 2 of the skulls have been pierced by wooden stakes, and one of the skulls actually contained broken skull bones from an entirely different ancient human. Creeped out yet? In 2018, Swedish researchers announced that there were healing injuries, as they quoted, on nearly all skulls, both adults and children alike. The majority of the skulls have traces of healing injuries.